The story of Zeela Art Gallery is a story of love. Love for Zambian art, love for Zambia's vibrant culture, and love for nature. But at its heart, it is also the love story of Charity and Bedah Salasini, a couple whose passion transformed their home into a sanctuary for creativity and connection.
We always call ourselves as the bushman and bushwoman. We became pen friends, to cut the story short, when we were in the 9th grade in junior secondary. And we kept writing to one another.
For 3 years, right?
For 3 years.
And we first met 3 years later.
We thought now we were going to separate because that was the name of the game. After meeting, you don't have to continue to be pen friends. But however, the rest is history. I never lost him and he never lost me, so we continued. The first art piece we collected together is called The Leaf. It's sculptured in stone by a very renowned artist called Ed Mumba. He's, I think, 3 or 4 times Goma Award winner. And it became our inspiration up to date because we have now collected more than...
I think we probably have between 450 and 500 pieces. But you see, as we kept on collecting these pieces, and the moment we reached 150 or thereabouts, I mean, we started discussing, so what, 150 pieces, to ourselves? What about giving an opportunity to the public to see what we see, to enjoy what we enjoy?
I love one piece. It's called Ceremonial Zambia, which was done by another young artist, renowned, Gordon Shamlenge. It's a painting, and this artwork, it's got a number of ceremonies that are celebrated annually in Zambia. That art piece always reminds me the diversity that we enjoy as Zambian people, the happy lifestyle in our people, because most of our ceremonies are celebrated in our villages. And for me, that art piece is a true reflection of what the founding fathers of this nation called this country, one Zambia, one nation.
Central to Zeela is the deep relationship that the Salasinis have cultivated with the many artists they work with. For these artists, Zeela is like a second home and a creative haven. Among these artists is celebrated painter Raphael Chilufya.
I have so many stories I would like to tell, not with my voice, but with just painting silently like that. So I've chosen to take the route of a landscape painting, but also tell stories about the environment in this country, Zambia, our story, where we come from. A lot of people would like to be artists, but people have to survive. If they don't survive out of arts, they lose interest and come into it. We have lost a lot of good talents because they have to find jobs somewhere and be in other professions. The sacrifice that is made is quite rare. There are a lot of people that can do things that the Salasinis are doing, but they take no interest. The sacrifice, so much money has been put into this without a profit. With people like Mr. Salasini and Mrs. Salasini, the future is bright. The favorite painting among those that are brought here, I think the one in the boardroom. I was trying to do something the best I can for them. And I think I achieved what I wanted at last.
Artists are creators, pretty much like God is a creator. Can you imagine a sculpture like this that is coming from just a stone that was probably picked up in Kamwala there, and it ends up like this. I mean, only somebody that is a creator can do this kind of thing. And I think the process of creation, as we know it also from a biblical perspective, is a highly spiritual process.
God is a creator, and in some of our local languages actually, they share the same name with the artists Mlenga, Mlengi, Kalenga, na Malengwa. We want to bring the experience of spirituality home. We want to see God in ourselves, in the things that we relate to as Zambians, as Africans. So you find at Zeela, maybe this has happened a lot during our tours with our visitors, that they actually express out to see that Jesus himself is a black Jesus. Mary got African features or Zambian features. And for us, that is very important because God is universal.
Zeela is committed to instilling a love of art for generations to come. It houses the interactive Room Without Rules, first created for the Salasini's own children. Here, any child can unleash their creativity freely, without limits or constraints. And through its children's program, Zeela further nurtures a deep appreciation for art, uncovering young talents and teaching them that creativity is a vital part of their Zambian heritage. Another cornerstone of Zeela is the Indigenous Knowledge Centre, a dynamic exhibition space that celebrates the wisdom and traditions of our ancestors. Through art, research, and publications, it honors the way of life passed down by our forefathers and mothers, preserving their legacies for future generations.
Those I have interacted with, all I've heard about them talk is something so good about Zeela, and it looks like people still expect something more to come, which I believe Zeela is still growing, and Zeela has got so much to offer.
We want to continue collecting. We want to continue supporting the artists. We've got 50 now. We hope the number can grow. We will continue to play a role to support these artists, not just through that buy and sell transaction, but something a little bit more. And we're actually more confident now that we'll be able to achieve it, because I think we've crossed the biggest hurdles that we had, to get where we are. It's been 22 years of collecting art. That takes a lot of consistency, takes a lot of patience, takes a lot of commitment. And if you had to ask me what makes us proud of our gallery, is for me the fact that we decided in the early stages to not run this as a commercial undertaking. So really there's no commercial motive in what we do. What drives us is something different, is to create a legacy, is to preserve the Zambian art, the Zambian culture, and so on and so forth. And I think to have been able to do what we've done up until now as individuals, as a family, makes us really, really proud. And I think it kind of spurs us forward to do even more.